Good morning, everybody. Time to play some guitar. Let me go post our link onto the website. Copy. Our website is denverguitarorchestra.com. And we are here Monday through Friday at this time slot, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, to do fingerstyle, classical, beginning, guitar, all sorts of different activities, and just designed to find your way of playing guitar. And let me make sure the link is working properly. Click, 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 click here. Today we are playing instrumental guitar 282. Today we will be playing the Segovia patterns as usual. Brother John, first song in book 1, Down in the Valley, very sad, slow song. Then the International, the Communist National Anthem is oddly what that song is. And then classic song of the week is Exercise 19, which we've done in the past, and so it'll be delightful. Let me go post on Twitter while everybody's getting settled in. https://Denver Guitar Orchestra.com, and wait for that, and then we click here, and we go up nya, and one more, and guitar, put on our little cover sheet, hit tweet, and we have tweeted. There we go. And so I'm excited about today's music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs. Got to move on a little bit quickly today. And Vic is in this morning. Sound is good. Cloudy up in Eugene. I got sun today. So you and I switched weather, Vic. Yeah, it was a pretty cloudy, pretty terrible day yesterday. We snowed most of the day, got about 3-4 inches downtown, and 6 to 10 inches over in Boulder, and so we got a ton of snow overnight. And of course, everybody is losing their minds here in town, but it snows in April. It's something that happens, and so here we are. All right, let's talk about osprey birds are laying the eggs. How exciting! Now, I don't know what an osprey is. In Colorado, we have finches, we have robins, and geese, and sparrows. That's the complete list, I think, because of how many birds we have in Colorado. We're not a bit. The western birds are well, they're a hardy stock, but they're not that. The variety isn't huge, so I'm not sure I know what an osprey is, but that's exciting in any event. Let's see. Elizabeth, good morning. Last time I looked, it was 29, sunny, and with icy sidewalks. Yeah, and that's going to melt. Today we're going up to about 40. Most of this will be melted away by the end of the day. And then tomorrow we get a little bit more snow, apparently, and so there's that. Pauline says overcast, but it'll be sunny later today, so just fine up in kind of a slow start up in northern California. So glad you guys are here. Good morning. I want to just go ahead and dive in. Let's see if we can get through all 5 songs today. Let's grab the legendary and rather perplexing Segovia patterns and warm up with those. Obviously, if you're new, this is probably not really something you need to be working on. But if you've been around a while, for sure, I'm working on it, whether you like it or not. All right, from the top, we're doing measure 2 all the way down into the first note of measure 3. From the top, 1, 2, ready, play. I survived. Tone was terrible. One more time. From the top. 1, 2, ready, play. We're stopping on that one. I think each morning we'll just do it a couple of times, right? And then probably on your own, not a bad idea to revisit the, our pattern from the C scale. Kind of mess it up, but keep those patterns memorized. Maybe when you sit down prior to logging in, just spend a minute playing through both patterns, get yourself warmed up, and then we will play. We're probably only going to play, well, eventually we'll be playing measures 2 and 3 as one long passage, but for now all I care about is going up. Then we'll learn the passage going down, and then we will combine them. But we're a ways off from that yet. So thanks for putting up with me and my efforts to get better at scales. It's been a weakness of mine since, well, forever. I've never felt they were that important, and yet everybody keeps telling me they're that important. So I will defer. Let's see. Elizabeth says bald eagles. Yeah, in Colorado we do have a few bald eagles. Not really the Oregon number of bald eagles, but we actually know. I think every bald eagle in Colorado has a name because we all know them. No, and I got a camera on a couple of them here in Colorado. Very large bird, many with okay, so you guys are doing webcams on your osprey nests. Okay, yeah, I gotta spend an afternoon just looking at bird cams. That's fun. Evelyn made it in. Sound is good. It's 67 degrees and sunny down in Cuenca. Delighted you're here, Evelyn. All right, so we've got that. Let's run through. Yesterday we went through book 1, lesson 1. Let's just revisit a couple of key thoughts on that. Those of you who are new, these are important. Those of you who are in the process of being a good guitar player, you want to get other people started playing guitar. And it doesn't have to be formal like I do it, but it is super helpful just to flop these in front of people and say, here's how you play fingerstyle guitar. Biggest thing I think with new guitarists is getting them where they're comfortable holding the guitar. I think all of us will remember fighting holding the guitar. Many of us are still fighting holding the guitar. And so finding a system where this shape looks the best, or let me reword that. This is the best system, right? Classical hold is the best system, this is the worst system. And so talking newer players especially into doing this, as you get as it warms up, my allergies are going to kick back in. As we are working on getting older players who kind of mess around with guitar for a little bit, as we're working on getting them from here to here, we're patient with them, but this is the correct form and this is the place that you want it to be. Tuning, phrase that pays. Wait patiently for your answer. The answer should be Eddie, hate, dynamite, goodbye. Eddie, E-A-D-G-B-E. Correct way to tune is with a Snark ST8 high, super tight HZ high definition tuning computer. And of course you have the other options of having a cheap tuner, which won't tune as well. It will fall apart. When it falls apart and breaks, you want to get a Snark. I should call Snark and be a sponsor for them. And then having a tuner on your phone is important. And finally, for those of you who are old school, the good old tuning fork. If you take an A tuning fork, hold it up against your guitar. Ooh, that's this note here. Okay. Once you get those two notes to sound exactly the same, then you can tune the rest of the guitar from there. Fret 5, string 2. Sounds the same. Fret 4 on string 3. Fret 5 the rest of the way up. So if you don't, I like to carry these around because it makes me feel like I have a secret weapon. I keep one in my guitar cases, even though if I ever pulled one out and people saw it, they'd be like, "What are you doing?" All right, there's the tuning fork method. What we learned yesterday, E chord. Let's do double check we're fine on E chord. Three strings up, index finger on the third strings, first fret. middle finger 5 strings up on the 2nd fret, and then your ring finger is 4 strings up on the 2nd fret. Second best chord a guitar can make. Okay, and then let's talk about when you're new, just straight strum down 1, 2, 3, 4. After you get comfy with that, you take your index finger, make sure your fingernail is pointed toward the ground. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. No, nothing's going on in my wrist. It's all in my wrist. I'm sorry, nothing's going on in my elbow. It's all in my wrist and in my knuckle. Those of you who've been around a while, grab your claw. Well, not even if you've been around a while. We really do want new people to start working their claw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter which strings you use. And then those of you guys who have been around a while, thumb, index, middle, ring. Probably on a 4 count, you want to try to do 8 beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 11. Let's give it a try. 2 times through on singing. 1, 2, ready, play. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous. So again, the difference in those is nothing changed over here at all, and my singing is equally terrible at the beginning as it is at the end, but all I did was change different approaches with my right hand, and all of a sudden you have lots of different textures to choose from when playing your guitar. Alright, and then the last important thing from yesterday for newer players is how to read tablature. First note is a 0, second note's a 2 with your middle, next note's a P, pinky plays with a 4, and then you have a 0 again. Open it up. 0, and then a 2, and then a 4, and then an open. Index is on 4, middle. Okay, a lot of millennials don't know that this is called an index finger, so you say the word pointer finger. Pointer finger, middle finger, pinky. You can't. I don't like calling it a pointer finger because we already have a P in pinky. Okay, and then start with your ring finger on 7, 7, pinky on 9, back to 7 with your ring, middle up to the 5, index on the 4, and then open. Repeat that. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4. Oh, and then the exciting part. First string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string. And so, yeah, so that's the plan. Finger lyrics. So what we want to do now is just play that straight through. Remember, when you get to measure 5, if you're brand new, or if you're teaching somebody, you treat measure 5 as all quarter notes. Sonnez matines. I usually let T go about a beat and a half, right? You let it go as long as your student will allow it to happen. Sonnez matines. But then when you are getting them up to speed, obviously you want to get them to 8th notes. Sonnez matines, sonnez matines. That way you can strum along with them as their teacher. From the top, treat them as quarter notes the first time and then 8th notes the second time. 1, 2, ready, play. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, slow, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. first string, second string, first string, second string, first string. Now at the end of measure 8, there's a bracket above it that says 1, and that means we play measure 8 the first time. The second time through, we're not going to play measure 8. We're going to skip over to measure 9, and now let's go up and play it one more time with eighth notes in measures 5 and 6. So fast through that section. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. First string, second string, first string, second ending. First string, second string, first string, and then we just let that note ring because it's supposed to be 6 beats altogether, so just let it ring until it dies. All right, and that's the big takeaway from this week on Brother John. You want to be able to play those two pieces. Those of you guys that have been around a while, you're just chomping at the bit to play the tough acts. If you have a book 1 learner, you do not ask them to play tough acts. So if you're book 1, don't even mess with this. Your job is to listen because it's going to tell you where you're headed. Okay, from the top on tough acts, just one time through should be satisfactory. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have rewritten the whole ending here with, I got all these chicken scratchings all around here, but that's what's on the paper. Eventually I will adjust that where it's a little easier. There we go, there's tough acts. Okay, all right, so that's our song of the week for book 1. And those of you guys that are enjoying guitar and you're thinking, yeah, I might teach my daughter, I might teach my next door neighbor, I might teach my grandkid or something, this page here gets them started right. So there's that. All right. All right. So now let's move on. Book 2 song of the day is Down in the Valley. So let's go grab Down in the Valley. And Elizabeth, as you were logging out yesterday, I missed it. You said something about Deo, and I can't remember what it was that you mentioned just as we were leaving. So if you remember what you said yesterday, I saw the chat pop up just as the stream ended, and I don't remember what you said, but it sounded like, I thought it was a fun idea. Let's see. Elizabeth says, check out Fort St. Vrain camera. They started with 3 eggs, now down to 1 hatchling, a little bobblehead. Keeps snowing and icing, the mom on the nest. Okay, so yeah, it's a tough world out there, right? Not all the babies survive. So there you go. Fort St. Vrain camera has an eaglet camera. Nice. All right, let's go take a look at Down in the Valley. Book 2. This is one of the songs that actually technically has 3 chords in it. So you're going to have your C chord. That's, in my mind, the hardest chord there is. And then that one is going to go over to the G chord, and I gave you the fancy shape here with both ring and pinky on here, mostly because it'll be useful in when we play the tough acts. Okay, and then you get back to the C chord. Problem with C and G is everybody's got to get pulled off, right? So you have your G over here. Everybody has to come up. You got to plant your index finger and then find middle and ring. Those is something I still struggle with a little bit. Then the other chord in here is a G7. So in that case, you're at you're going to drop down to your index finger. Is going to drop down to the first string and up to there. Now of course, the problem with this song is that sometimes instead of going from C to G7, down there at measure 7 and 8, you're going to go from your G chord to your G7. So you've got to move everything over, and then you got to come back. Now, if the truth be told, when I'm singing or strumming and I see that situation where it's G to G7 and back, I just ignore it. I just straight up ignore it. I'm not going to do all that work for this little bit of difference. But ideally, you get where you can do it. Fastest way to handle that, put your other G chord on there at measure 7, middle ring and pinky. Then it's pretty easy to change out to your index finger. Okay, so G chord, G7, back to G chord, and then on to the C. Okay. And so that's one of these points where we start talking about this difference in sound between a G chord and a G7. Just a little bit more tension on that first string. And when you see G7s, usually they go right into a C chord. But in this song they don't, and so we have to get kind of used to that. And so let's play through just practicing your C chord to your G chord and back. Let's sing just one verse of it. It's in 3, so remember 3 steady beats per measure, no matter what's going on in the melody. 1, 2, 3. Down in the valley. Donna just walked in. Valley so low. She closed the door. 3, 1, 2, 3. Hang your head over. Hear the wind blow. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hear the wind blow, dear. Hear the wind blow. Late in the evening, hear the wind blow. 2, 3, 4, and so on. So the good part about that song is that you're going to get excellent workout between C's and G's. And then if you undertake the mission, you can also then get your G7 back to G's. And it will come up. Usually when I see both in the song, I definitely want to go with this chord structure, or that finger shape, middle ring and pinky, to allow me to get back to the G7. And there you go. So Deo is already written for baritone. Just knock off the top pesky. That's what it was. Yeah, that's right. It's a good idea, Elizabeth. I'll see if I can find some time to do that. Elizabeth has been messing with all of my guitar music on baritone, missing the top 2 strings and seeing how things go. All right, so there's your chords. Let's play the melody. With this one, in 0, 1s, and 3s, right? So you definitely want to be in first position to get all the 1s, and you definitely want to use your ring finger to get all of the 3s, and that way you just avoid all of the thought process behind playing melody. So let's go through it nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 3. Oh, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 3. Oh, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we would have repeated if we were doing the repeat. And pay attention to those long notes. If you're not counting them aloud or tapping, thinking about them in your head, you'll come in early. Tablature is the biggest challenge with tablature is it doesn't tell you the timing, and so if you're not paying attention to the standard notation a little bit and counting out your long notes, you're very likely to come in early. And it doesn't matter when you're a soloist, but really it matters a little, but it doesn't matter a lot. But when you're playing with other people, if you come in early, then all of a sudden their beats are off, and they will pretty soon quick kick you out of the band. All right. Down there's the melody, and then tough acts. Okay, let's walk through everything, and then we'll play it a couple times. Hit the 0-1-3. Grab your C chord. Always grab the chord first in fingerstyle. That way you are likely to have most of the notes held down already. So hit the 0, and then the 1's already held down. Ring finger grabs that 3, and then put back your C chord on. And you could use your pinky on that 3, actually. Now that I think about it. Probably a pinky there would make the most sense. And then another C chord here. Another C chord at 4. Pinky on 3. And go to your fancy G chord with your ring finger on the 2nd string. Everything's held down. Okay, keep going. Lift up your ring. Put it back. Here we have a problem, right? We got to get that G7 chord on very quickly, and probably, so it makes more sense to use this alternate form of the G chord way back in measure 5 so that we don't get in a pickle here. Okay, so play that, measure 8. Pinky on 3. Pinky up. Index. C chord. Pinky, C chord. Another C chord. Pinky, no pinky. Use your alternate G chord with your pinky. We learned something from the earlier section. Down and pinky up. Pinky down. Pinky up. Index, pinky, and then a C chord. Let's go back to the top of the song and play it one last time through. Ready, play. Let me make myself a couple of notes. I'm trying not to take out too many notes in my head. And Alt. Oops. And I'm thinking, all right, try to do it exactly like you just taught it. Alt. G. Okay. From the top. 1, 2, 3. right, so there's some notes for me to remember next time. And Alt G, and I probably need to put on a note. Right, where is it? Right here. All right, good. Pretty little tune, right? Just a guy is in jail, and his lover is on the outside of jail. So that's probably a more common thing than we wish. Let's go grab the Internationalé out of book 3. Internationalé, turn of the century. This was used as the communist national anthem, so sometimes you'll hear it referred to as that. It was certainly not written for that purpose, but it is. Apparently, this was originally a book 4 song. Let me go grab it out of book 4. G-H-I. It's funny how many book 4 songs I just skip. Let's see. I haven't played them in a long time. I missed them. All right, finally. You don't become a communist by playing this. It wasn't written for that, but it was written as a get the people together. Poor people arise. Those of you who are struggling, rise up. And there's 6 verses all in French, and they all. I only rewrote one of the verses in English, and I was like, gosh, it's very inspiring. All right, so it's 4 pages long. Let's take just a minute to review the chords that are in it. Not a terrible mess of chords. You're going to have your D chord. Arise, ye damned ones of the earth. A7. Rise, ye starving, lonely prisoners. For reason erupts like volcanoes and signals the end of pain. Isn't that a nice thought? Of the past, let's make a tabula rasa. Enslaved masses, stand up, stand up, stand up, up. The world will soon change its foundations, and we are nothing if not all. A7. Let this last struggle end now, and tomorrow will be one. The Internationalé. Here's your B minor. Grab that guy. Put your bar on, H minor shape in front. However it goes, right? International. And then just take this shape, move everybody up 1 string and lose your pinky. Unites the human race. Let the last struggle end now, and tomorrow will be one. D7. And then you've got this little mini bar on 4 with your ring finger or middle finger on 5. The International. Well, probably do your regular B7, the second one. Unites the human race. You can tell I don't sing this song. And so I'm going to put a question mark above those and just see if we can't simplify those a little bit. That seems like a lot of work for a singer. The Internationalé unites the human race. I think I got the chords a little too complicated there. I'll see if I can simplify those just a bit. They're fine for the tough youth, but they're a little bit too much for singers. Let's play the melody just so you get to use it. Most of you guys don't know this song, and so it's The nice part about this song, I get a lot of people who play this song, and they really like the melody, and that's why I play this song. I could care less about what its history is. The words were added on later. I do think with this notion of people as one, but the original song I don't think was. I think it was an instrumental if I remember right. All right, let's just play the melody, see how we do. 1, 2, 3. Really a solid quality melody, right? And then when you add the chords in and the tough uke, or tough axe, then you really have something beautiful. So let's go through, play the whole thing thumb through. It's kind of long, so we'll just play it one time through, and then obviously on Friday we'll play it again. Let's give it a try with your tough uke, and if that's too much, just play the melody. 1, 2, 3. it at? Where am I at? Sorry, there we go. Measure 23. Second ending. So, a couple things about one. You probably don't know the song, but it's pretty, right? It really works. And of course, you're always welcome to put your own words on there. I rewrote this as a zombie killer song at one point. And we actually did it in concert with the Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra, which was hilarious. They were rising up against the zombies, and so there's that. The other thing, it's a song with a little bit of history on it, and so it's kind of fun to mess around with something like this that is simply not played anymore, and certainly not in the United States, where you might magically burst into it becoming a communist if you played it, and that would be bad apparently. And then just the way the melody flows with the chords is really pretty sophisticated without being super crazy hard to play, and really makes your guitar sound nice. I will take a look at those chords in 29 and 30. I think there's too many for the singers, and I'm looking at the tough uke going, well, they're tough acts, and I'm like, there's no reason to have all those chords up there, so I'll see if I can't clean those up just a little bit. And Vic says, hey, it's fun playing on an unknown song every now and then. Here's the thing, if you only play songs you know, right, you're going to get limited pretty quick. And so I do think playing a song you don't know gives you a chance to use all your resources. Go listen to the MP3, go listen to a few versions on YouTube, go and find out how you would attack, just if you didn't know it at all, just straight up paperwork, and listen to this recording again, maybe that type of stuff helps you get to know these songs a little bit better. Finally, today, let's go grab that exercise 13. You guys have played this before when I was getting ready for the auditions for Metro, but what I want to do is the books that these come out of, there's hundreds of pages of this stuff, and it's reasonably well thought out, I think, in terms of scope and sequence. So I think probably what we will do here is we'll just start down the list, and we'll go down through book 1, 2, 3. I think there's 9 books altogether, and we will just put them all in order. We'll practice them. By the end, be 2 decades from now, we'll have finished the whole book, the whole series, and then we'll start on whatever the next series is. But I think you might accidentally being a really fine guitarist if we just do everything in these things. And of course, nobody does everything in it there, but yeah, we might. And some stuff we'll give short shrift to and move on quickly. Like there's some exercises in there that are kind of deadly boring, but mostly it's got decent music in there. So we'll try that. Yeah, it sounds nice on guitar, right, Pauline? Yeah. And Down in the Valley works too. Yeah, right. Well, everything's beautiful. All right. Finally, exercise 13, guys. Remember, holding the chord shapes is probably helpful on this, but not necessarily in all cases. So let's give it a try. 1, 2. Nice part about that piece, the entire thing If you're holding your A minor, you don't need to move those at all until the first note in measure 7. And so you can just literally leave those two planted through the entire song. And all of these classical things, you know, because I spend a lot of time with my thumb, I think I like to make sure that we also have some stuff that really is intended to be played with your claw. And a couple of thoughts on claw before we sneak out of here. When you're on your claw, if you play it just slightly below the sound hole, you get a little bit more snappy response out of your strings as opposed to up here. Both are fine, but I think at least what I am noticing so far with classical, like legit, you know, we're going to be a classical guitarist, playing just slightly below your hole gets you a little bit more of that sound that we're looking for. Which sounds more correct to me than if I play it up here. Sounds pretty good there too, but I think generally be thinking about when you're on claw, maybe letting your hand drop down below the hole. Also, obviously, to let the sound out of your guitar when you get ready to start your playing your gigs on the road, driving around in your van, or not. You guys wouldn't have a van; you'd have one of those tour buses, right? With your face plastered on the side in giant letters, Elizabeth, Evelyn, Elizabeth and Evelyn present fingerstyle guitar. That's it. That's all I know about guitar today. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Elizabeth and I are going to go shovel. Pauline, it sounds like you're going to have a good day. Vic's already having a great day, sunny up there today. And Evelyn, yours sounds like your weather's in good shape. Anybody else is wandering around here, if you are logged into Gmail or into YouTube, you can hit the thumbs up button, and then I become famous that way. Let's see. Everybody's getting their vaccine, I hope. You're practicing and showing up a little bit, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and are always thinking about a random act of kindness instead of a random act of meanness for somebody. Right? So, all right, guys, have a wonderful day. Thanks for playing with me, and I will see all of you tomorrow. I'm going to work. I got to get 3 or 4 pieces of guitar music out, and I have some time today, so you might want to log in just a minute or 2 early tomorrow just to see if there's anything to print out. I'm going to try to get in Dream a Little Dream of Me, Dream a Little, what is it? Dream a Little something, Dream a Little Dream. Dream. I'll See You in My Dreams is the name of the song that I'm going to work on this afternoon. And then I also have a couple of Beatles tunes I'm going to try to get knocked out today as well. So there you go. Thanks, guys. Good to see all of you. Have a wonderful day. I'll see some of you in harmonica, some of you in ukulele, and some of you I will see tomorrow. Take care. I'll talk to you tomorrow.